After dozens of phone calls to psychologists to see if I could get an appointment, which would take weeks, I don't know if I would have survived, honestly, waiting 6 weeks. I needed something right then and there, and I couldn't find it. The help wasn't there.
I would have wanted to be screened. I would have absolutely wanted to be screened. Right away, I knew something is not right.
Hemorrhage is a common postpartum complication. Actually, so is suicide.
She started to say, how can someone live knowing that they've done something like this? It's the worst nightmare, one of the worst nightmares a parent could have.
45-year-old mother holding her son plunged 8 stories out of an apartment window to her death in an apparent suicide.
These are very real illnesses, and they need to be taken seriously.
This is the gap that we find mothers in all the time. They go to the OB says, oh, you're having a mental health complication, go to the psychiatrist. They go to the psychiatrist, they say, you're pregnant, you've got to go back to the OB. And they're left in this place where they fall through huge cracks.
High blood pressure gets treated, diabetes gets treated. Treating mental health is optional.
I really didn't receive the help I needed, and anything I kind of found on my own was just on the internet.
This is a public health issue. This is not a woman's issue. This affects everybody. It certainly affects her children.
Babies need to be talked to, they need to be sung to, they need to have stories told to them. And if there is somebody who is curled up in a ball and crying and unable to respond to that baby, serious needs are being unmet.
At that point, I really didn't have an attachment to the child at all, and there was nobody there to help me try to get the attachment with him, knowing what I went through.
Everybody deserves to enjoy their postpartum. Everybody deserves to enjoy their children.
We live in a culture that sort of polarizes motherhood. On the one hand, we value mothers and we talk about family values, and on the other hand, we don't back that up with action.
Women in 2013 and moving forward have very diverse roles, and that as a society we need to figure out ways to enable women to juggle those roles in a way that's most supportive, as opposed to making every individual woman figure this out in a vacuum on her own, which is what we do. We just expect everyone to reinvent the wheel on their own.
Never once did anybody at my doctor's office ask me about how I was feeling. Never once did they mention the possibility of postpartum depression.
We're really here to educate the community, because that's a big part of the reason why people don't understand what's going on. And it's really not just to educate families, but to educate professionals as well, doctors, physicians, counselors.
You talk to moms in Western Massachusetts, and they'll tell you they were asked. They'll tell you that they know where to go, and they'll tell you that they got the help that they needed when they needed it the most.
When I hear people talk about postpartum depression that lasts for a year, that ruins their marriage, that creates problems with their attachment to their children, but I was treated and responding and feeling much better after 3 weeks.
In order to meet the need of our most severely affected women who required an inpatient hospitalization, we started the perinatal psychiatry unit in 2011.
We have specialized nurses that are trained in being able to talk to moms and having somebody be able to say, you will get better. This is a time-limited illness. There is hope. You are not crazy.
I knew that was the only place I could go and maybe get some help. Maybe if I went there, I would be safe and my daughter would be safe.
We really have this key opportunity to change health outcomes for generations to come.
I just wanted help. If anyone would have asked me, I said, yes, I need help.